How to teach English.
How to organize reading lesson. We should activate prior knowledge with a quick KWL or brainstorm. Then refer back to it after the task. We should invite predictions by showing the title or image and eliciting keyword or idea guesses. We should run a jigsaw close read or intensive reading. Each group tackles one passage and then teaches it highlights. We should frame a real-world task based on the information they extract. For example, infographic chart.
How to organize writing lesson. We should model the writing structure by analyzing a sample and thinking aloud about its flow. For example, intro, body, conclusion. We should use a simple graphic organizer to link ideas and vocabulary before drafting. For example, Mindweb or Venn diagram. We should set a clear, purposeful writing task, so students write with an audience in mind. For example, email to a friend. We should facilitate peer and teacher feedback, having students swap drafts and use a rubric to highlight areas for improvement. Then projecting drafts for the teacher to model, making revision allowed.
How to organize listening. We should pre-teach key terms in context, then ask students to predict what they will hear. We should listen first for general comprehension, then again to complete a focused detailed task. For example, fill a chart. We should support multisensory processing during the second listen. For example, information gap and graphic organizer. We should regroup to compare answers and create a few comprehension questions.
How to organize speaking lesson. We should focus on fluency with an interactive speaking activity, a type of speaking wherein students are free to speak in a more naturalistic way, then share highlights. We should run purposeful role plays, which includes target language prompts. We should focus on one pronunciation feature. Firstly, model it and then repeat as a whole class. Lastly, offer a quick individual drill. We should conclude with short group presentations, ensuring each learner takes a speaking turn. For example, poster presentations.
In order to teach vocabulary effectively, it's important to introduce new words in context and have students infer the meaning. For example, dialogue and mini stories. Creating a semantic map is necessary for classifying words by meaning relations and use each an example sentence. Incorporating kinesthetic TPR strategies helps reinforce learning through movement. Methods like total physical response helps students by combining spoken language with physical actions, and it allows them to actively respond to commands. Relate the written words with oral articulation. The teacher should help the students link spoken language to its written form.
Teaching grammar can be easier if we present the target structure in meaningful examples and highlight its communicative use. It is also possible practicing speaking and writing separately to improve our accuracy. Moreover, it will be encouraging for students to engage in open-ended activities with peers as a way of fostering the natural use of the target grammar. Additionally, we should solidify learning by having groups create and perform an interactive closing activity using the new grammar.
Performing group works. We can assign rotating roles. For example, leader, recorder, reporter, or timekeeper. We can scaffold a short collaborative project with clear checkpoints and peer feedback moments. We can vary grouping formats and debrief which grouping is the most suitable. For example, like ability versus cross ability. We can conclude with group reflection to perform assessment with teams reflecting on their teamwork against a simple rubric and setting one goal.
Being an effective manager in the classroom. I like having routine. We should start each lesson with a consistent lesson opener that students automatically begin. We should teach and practice a clear signal for transitions so everyone moves in sync. We should integrate role rotations into classroom routines by assigning tasks like reporting group outcomes, linked to the roles of writer, presenter, or leader.
How to perform assessment. To check understanding, quick formative tools like showing red and green cards help displaying what students have learned and what still needs clarification. Prior to any task-based assessment, sharing a simple analytic rubric ensures that expectations are clear and accessible. When facilitating peer feedback, provide a clear and supportive framework. Finally, self-reflection questions encourage learners to evaluate their performance and set personal goals for improvement. Being a unique ESL teacher means designing lessons that help learners understand the input by building on what they already know. To make this happen, it is crucial to use real-life contexts and create lessons with a bottom-up structure. Before starting meaningful and authentic activities, it is also helpful to use graphic organizers and brainstorming to activate prior knowledge. Furthermore, activities and instructions can be tailored to meet the needs of learners through scaffolding, challenges, and varying levels of support that will boost participation. This is why, as a teacher, it is vital to maintain an active presence in the classroom, since students can do better when teachers guide them with questions instead of giving them direct answers. Finally, offering timely and supportive corrections reinforces both accuracy and learner confidence throughout the learning process. To wrap up, effective English teaching relies on intentional planning, active learner engagement, and thoughtful scaffolding across all 4 skills. By combining clear structure with real-life contexts, we can create learning experiences that are meaningful, memorable, and learner-centered.